Yeah. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talking Points. We earlier had a guest, and we're still talking about Governor Siminalayi Fubara's 1 year in office. And with us today is Barrister Sogbeye Eli. He's going to talk about a lot of things. So, welcome to the studio. Welcome to Africa Beats.
Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure. My first time here, and I hope that we'll come back again.
Yeah. So let's talk politics. Let's talk reverse politics. A lot of things have happened, and we need to hear this time not from the horse's mouth, but as someone who is actively involved, who has been in reverse politics for more than 20 decades. We need to hear from you what the real situation is in River State.
Well, the state as it stands today is undergoing a natural political transition. By that I mean that by 2023, a new government emerged. And for the first time, the government emerged from a process that my mother says familiar or friendly, where the governor came from the immediate past governor. So that tumult, that tension that I've seen a situation where somebody was coming from another political party to win the party that was in power was absent. But be that as it may, it wasn't long after the government settled down, then the internal forces that brought to power tried to overwhelm him. What we have seen as outsiders is a situation where the governor should have probably been allowed to do his work without fetters. But it appears as though those fetters that they put on him led to an early fight. Well, every human being likes liberty. But I say that again because up until now, nobody has had the courage and the decency and the humility to tell us why the attempt to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara happened in the first place. Up until now, since October 29, when the House attempted to impeach him. And then when that plot failed, what we've seen is an attempt to go to Plan B and then Plan C. Plan B is to use the House of Assembly to do an illegal job, unconstitutional job, by asking to defect to the APC contrary to the provision of Section 109 sub 1G of the 1999 Constitution. And then the Plan C is to use the same House of Assembly to destabilize the government further by trying to extend illegally the tenure of council chairman, which will expire in June this year. Of course, you're aware of what has happened today. A High Court of Rivers said that they nullified that extension, and that's the position of the law. So the state is going through a phase. Things are settling out in a natural way. You don't lead a child through school, and then he settles down to marriage. You give him a wife, and then you want to teach him how to sleep with his wife. It doesn't happen. Naturally, this is about to happen. So what's happening in university is just natural. Nature is taking this course.
All right. So, from your point of view, what's the way forward?
The way forward is for mutual respect. The way forward is for people to abide by the rule of law and constitutionalism. For instance, the law does not accept self-help. The law is laid down, a set of principles that must be followed. Otherwise, there are consequences as the law is crafted. So, for instance, if you move from the PDP where you're elected as a member of the House of Assembly under Section 90 of the Constitution, and then you move to APC, for instance, whereas there is the proviso under 109 sub 1G are absent. For instance, there's no division, there's no faction in the party. The party did not go into any merger with another party. And then you infringe the law upon the law, and then of course the law says that you shall vacate your seat. Once you play the game according to that rule, it will settle itself. Why they went to the APC, if the APC feels concerned about the fate of those who have come to surrender to them, then the APC should be honest enough to represent them as candidates for another election. And then the rest will have opportunity to revalidate the mandate, whether we know whether there are loyalties to political parties, to individuals, or to reverse people. One would have thought that when you contest an election and you had won, your loyalty is to the Constitution, which embodies the aspirations of your people as a state, whether a constituency or University of Assembly entirely as a state. But what we have found in this instance, in the 10th Assembly, is a situation where people were loyal to the man that bought funds for them. So when they tried to impeach the governor and they failed, they told them to move to another party, regardless of the clear provisions of 109 sub 1G, regardless also of the consequences of what has happened to other people who did that. Furthermore, regardless of what James Wike himself has said, when some people moved in Ebonyi State, former Governor David Umahi from PDP to APC in Ebonyi House of Assembly, when other people moved in Cross River State, Governor Benedict Ayade from the PDP to APC in Cross River House of Assembly. The video evidence everywhere, Wike criticized, condemned it, and said they must lose their seats. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And don't forget, I said this is a natural event. In River State here, in 2013, 2014, 5 House of Assembly members, including Martins Amewule, sat down to impeach Speaker Telema Bamakri. 27 on one side, just like you're having now. 5 lawmakers stood up to impeach the speaker. And we're calling the Vice BP honorable speaker. Today, the tables have turned. 10 years after, nature is taking its course. Amewule is now on the other side. Essentially, Evans BP is on this side. Again, in that same drama, Ogo Bomb, Chidelo was on this side, is now on the other side. So you see, it's God working out his purpose for River State. So once we stick with the rules, the law, and the constitution, you won't see these prevarications. Government is a big meat. All you need to do is to stay on your lane. It will go around. And we're happy to have a governor who is completely unassuming. The governor does not look like one who has enemies. Does not ready to fight. Even when they try to poke their fingers to his eyes. You have heard them say so, and everybody knows. People have been insulting him. Ordinarily, that should be so, because even if he was a little boy, even the only leader told them at the reception they had for him when he was living as governor, they don't call him, don't see him as a small boy, what this small boy will do to you. That the power in heaven and earth are behind him now. He said that maybe it was prophetic, but they were not listening. So even himself that said it, he tried to undermine the man first. So that's what you're saying, and unfortunately for them, if what I read from or what I've understood from what Ajirin Gelale said the other day, President spokesman, it's clear that President Tinubu will not help them. So that attempt to think that they will run to his party so can find a shade to conduct ourselves illegally. I'm sure that by now they know that has collapsed. If they don't know, then they must wake up from their sleep.
Okay. So we're still talking about politics. And recently we saw the kickoff of the 1 year in office for Governor Siminalayi Fubara. A lot of things are happening. So in your own view, what would you say? How would you describe Siminalayi Fubara's administration so far?
I kind of have strong sympathy for him, and I don't know why. But I think that maybe my rule of fairness is taking the better part of me. I heard him say the other day that it's actually 4 months in office, and I agree with him. He actually came to his own after the October fracas. Or so let's say as we entered the new year, because he has never been himself. So when others, his classmates of governors of 2023, he came to office and had to get going. He had a government that he was only the face of the government in terms of his name and his face as well. But everything was a carryover from the past. So he had no command and control. He had no policy to drive. So we can't really assess him on the basis of what he did from May 29, 2023 up until after that crisis, maybe from January this year. And so far so good from that point where that crisis came, in spite of the distractions, from this crisis, you want to be fair to him. He has done very well. Some people will give that crisis an excuse and do nothing. But he has done very well. It's not only certain projects, like flagged up the Trans-Calabari highway, 227 billion, and the signal from the angle where other people are running away from. The difficult angle where people are afraid of the bridges, how much it will cost.
And he also said he has paid 30% upfront.
Yes, that is courage, and I must commend him. But that will open the state entirely. The new flank of development, a lot of lands that lies there. And our state is an archipelago state like Lagos State. All right, so you can move out of Lagos Island to Ikeja, to Surulere, and other parts of Lagos. So it's important that we also expand. Imagine that development spread to Bakana and then Tombia, then we're entering into Bukuma, then to Buguma. You can drive from Abonima to Port Harcourt under 25 minutes.
Wow.
Do your work and go back. That also stabilize the volatile property market.
Yes.
So the average civil servant who lives in Port Harcourt can afford to live in a decent accommodation because now you have options, right? All you need to do is to develop a merchant transportation system, and that's it. In Lagos, you're having all these things in Lagos and people enjoying it, so it can be done here. So going forward, I'll say is on the right track. Not only starting new projects, he's completing the ones inherited. I had Honorable Abiante speaking the other day at the commissioning of the Andoni section of the Unity Road, Andoni Opobo, Ogoni Unity Roads. I had him say that the governor was keeping promises he didn't even make. Yeah. In other words, promises that were made by past administrations. Some people have come to find this and abandoned. For instance, we go to most of the Sunday schools that make you be the modern Sunday schools. You find that even when they've converted the campus of the state university, you see development lopsided.
Yes.
They go to one part of campus and build new houses and then leave that one for reptiles and rodents to cohabit with students. Even if snakes will bite our children, they don't care. You go to the old teaching hospital here, where they have this university medical school. You're going to see similar things. And that's how government runs. Thank God that with the humanity of the governor of Rivers State now, the Nigerian Navy has taken over that model Sunday school at the Ebubeleme in the Furokurubo. It's now headquarters of Nigerian Navy Training Command. Otherwise, look at those lofty structures. They are wasted away in the name of politics. Meanwhile, the money was not built from Amechi's pocket. The money to build those projects was not from Amechi's pocket. So, whatever was your political differences with Amechi, you didn't take it to the point of wasting state funds. Look at the monorail. Lagos is running two blue line and the red line. Yeah. They didn't start with the current government. They didn't even start with Dambode. It wasn't even Fashola's vision. In fact, Tinubu inherited that vision from Latif Jakonde of Southern Republic. But when that republic collapsed and Tinubu came, Tinubu tried to start it. He couldn't before Fashola came and started it. Today, they ran it past Badagry. And people are having a good time. They gradually phase out more in Lagos. And people are having a modern city. They are not stopping downfall gradually, at least in the inner city of Lagos. So you're seeing businesses returning. People are careful enough to go to the metro and board metro or go on the BRT. Yes. So life is evolving. Life is meant to be dynamic. So I think that Rivers State, created the same day with Lagos State, May 27, 1997, should take that dynamism going forward. We're going to be 57 years in the next couple of days. So I think that this governor, who is the first to be born after the state was created, I think is on the right track. Okay. I think it's on the right track.
So thank you for coming to the studio today. And our viewers, I guess today has been a very busy day for us. So we'll keep talking about achievements of Governor Siminalayi Fubara as we count down on his 1 year in office. Thank you for tuning in.